through.
Got it.
Yep.
So then, if I want to do that, then it,
Yeah, but you can click on there and it'll open it up bigger.
got
And then
it.
you can go,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the
yeah.
September 14th CAPC workshop.
Yeah, let's get started. So we've got quite a bit to cover, so let's just dive right in, and let's just going to start. I've asked Madison, since we didn't have a workshop last month, to kind of get us really caught up on marketing.
Yeah, so I'm going to go over our July highlights like I typically do. But before we do that, I've had a couple of people from the community ask me to dive into our advertising terms that are in those marketing recaps, those marketing reports that I send to you guys and that we post on capc.biz. So I thought I might kind of just describe a couple of those terms for you guys. So display ads, those are banner ads that use images and videos, and they're placed on designated ad spots throughout platforms or websites. Native ads are an ad that looks more similar to the editorial content of the platform or website it's on. So for example, if you go on ESPN or Southern Living or something like that online, that ad, a native ad, it looks like it belongs on the website, right? So it feels more organic. So that's what a native ad is. Let's talk about brand awareness and conversion. Brand awareness is how familiar customers are with a brand and its products and or services, and conversion is the moment an ad recipient takes a desired action, such as opening an email or buying a product.
Hey,
So
Madison, hold on. Do we have that in front of us? Do we have?
you don't. I just
Okay.
kind of wanted to just high level go over these this terminology
So
for you guys.
we don't have them up here either.
You have my marketing report up there, though, I believe, or they should. Is that on there?
I don't have it. This
Here,
is
let me-
just a highlight, yeah.
Here.
Okay, mine don't want to play, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So moving into visitor insights for our July report, visitor volume trended slightly down year over year, with visitor spend on par. So this is normalization from our 2021 numbers. So every destination is seeing this normalization post-pandemic. What's really great about our destination, though, is that while the number of visitors is down, our spend has increased or stayed the same. So this this plays into our marketing tactics because we're capturing that quality consumer as opposed to quantity. Little Rock was our #1 in our top 10 DMAs in terms of overall spend, and Shreveport, Louisiana was #3 in overall spend but had the highest accommodation spend. We had a really great public relations month. July estimated impressions were over 847 million, that doubled over the month before. And year-to-date estimated impressions is 1.6 billion. Paid media. So our performance in paid media was incredibly excellent this month for both LGBTQ campaigns and Expedia. Both of these campaigns focus on driving visitation and awareness. Specifically, these are content-rich and include our partners. For our package on gaycities.com, our click-through rate was 17%. The industry benchmark is 8%. And then on Expedia, our click-through rate was 14%. That equates to over $234,000 in booking revenues. Moving to paid social on Facebook and Instagram, we have an always-on campaign that runs with the objective of driving brand awareness and engagement. That means that we are trying to capture engagement through our consumers. We are giving them brand awareness so they are excited to come visit us. We had an increase in impressions, post engagements, and click-throughs. And our Facebook and Instagram impressions were over 972,000. Moving into our website highlights. The home, attraction, and things to do pages continue to be the most visited pages on our website. This aligns with what we know of our travelers' interests. Our demographics are very interested in the outdoors tab, what to do, and they enjoy learning about how to move around in the destination. Organic social is the main driver of traffic to the website. This is really exciting, right? Because someone sees our social media on Facebook or on Instagram, and they're really excited about the content they're seeing, so they want to learn more. We're driving awareness of our brand, so they go and visit our website, which is what we're here for, right? We're here for brand awareness and engagement. Also, new visitors continue to be the majority of the traffic to our website. 73% of our users in July were new users. Again, exciting because we are continuing to grow our brand awareness. Top states of origin for the website visitors: Illinois, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. So we're really excited that we get to see Texas and Illinois, because that means that it aligns well with the increase of air travel we've seen in the past few months. So we will continue to work these markets.
Are those in any particular order?
The order you see them is the order they're in.
So Illinois, we have more visitors from our website, to our website from Illinois than we do from Texas or Arkansas.
Yep. So that drive time radius, right, the 4 hours, which is what we focus on regionally, which is good, right? What this is showing us, though, is that we're getting interest from places like Illinois and Texas, which is they're coming here by plane, which is really exciting because that means we're expanding our awareness as opposed to just the 4-hour drive time radius.
Well, some of them are driving too.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of guests from Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, Ohio, and we had last weekend, we had 7 of our 10 guests were all from south of Austin, Texas.
Wow.
So it's like
That's great.
they're getting further and further away that we're getting people. We've also had a lot of New Mexico, few Colorados. I mean, these are state names that in our first 2 years of operation I didn't see. We weren't getting back then.
And did they all drive? Did they tell you they drove?
Most all of them drove, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think there was only 2 out of the 25 that I can think of that actually had a rental car from XNA flying in.
Wow, that's awesome.
Most of them are on like a massive tour, like the guest that's on our property right now. She's been coming up from Austin and stopped off along the way in Hot Springs and then headed up here and then is heading someplace else that's a destination much like us. They seem to be on tour.
I'm so glad we're on their radar.
I don't know if that's what you can call it. But that's what I'm seeing, down boots on the ground. But I keep telling people that I have a feeling that has a lot to do with our ad agency and our advertising, that they're pushing the boundaries further and further out, and people are hearing about Eureka Springs.
Yeah, the more data and data intelligence that we rely on, it helps us make targeted efforts for our advertising, right? So it's exciting as we're starting to work with a data intelligence company and we get to make targeted efforts for our marketing. And so we get to see where people are coming from and how much money they're spending while they're here. And they're more, we get to focus on the quality consumer. Someone from Illinois might spend double of what someone from Oklahoma spends. And so we get to use those tactics. We get to make
Awesome
more
to have that
informed
kind of
decisions on our advertising, which is great.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome.
Do you guys have any other questions for that?
Sorry. I have a question.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome. I think that you guys are doing a great job with the reach out and the marketing portion. I do have concerns, however, our portion with our community. And I kind of would like to know what your plan is as far as really community outreach, bringing everybody together, our community calendar, which I think we're all desperate to have, because that's what we tell our customers and what is going on with that.
It's not really what the CAPC's for. I mean, somebody else needs to take over community. We're
you think
here to
that-
advertise outside of this state and bring people to it. I don't know why we would want to.
Tell our community what is going on for the weekend?
Well, at one time, I think we did try to do that, and then somebody got griped out about it.
So what I'll tell you is that on our website, we keep a calendar, and we try to keep it as updated as we possibly can. It's very difficult for one or even four people to find all of the events ever happening in Eureka Springs, but we try very, very hard, and typically we're pretty successful. What we do tell people when they ask about calendar events or just events calendar in general is that if you want your event on our calendar, it's as simple as reaching out to us, and we put it up there within typically hours.
Yeah, Molly's been doing a great job on that.
We
Every
try-
time
we
she
do
does
try-
the
yeah, we try
monthly
very hard.
calendar, she says, if anybody has anything, please get in touch, and
Yeah.
leaves multiple contact options.
And we're usually pretty flexible. I mean, it usually happens within hours. So as far as a calendar goes, that's typically what I tell everybody, and it's pretty accurate.
Okay, so let's get back on our actual reports and finish this, and then if we want to go back to that discussion, let's continue that discussion at the end. So I'm going to add to the workshop agenda number 6 if we want to go back to that discussion, but we'll get it back to that. So anything else on the report for Madison? And if not, then we'll go on to the what do we got next? Folk Festival?
Fest.
Yes.
Actually, on the agenda, it's going to be Paradise talking about
Okay.
supplemental funds, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And, it looks like, Ron, I don't think they have sound. I just got an email.
He may have it muted.
Ashley, can you hear us?
Ashley, can you hear me? Sorry.
It's never just like,
I'm not going to get on Fiddler on the Roof here on her, I promise.
while we're doing this, I'll let you guys know that we had some additional funding in our budget this year, so I've asked Paradise to give us a supplemental budget for the rest of the year. Can you hear us, Ashley?
Yes, now we can hear you. Thank you.
Great. So I just informed them that we've asked you guys to give us a supplemental budget for this year, so you guys are ready to go.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I apologize, unfortunately, since we didn't have sound, I didn't hear if there is any conversation with questions for us ahead of time. But if so, please let us know.
I do have a question. Can you hear me? I do have a question.
Yeah.
So we noticed that Illinois, we're getting a lot of tourists and visitors from Illinois. Are we doing any specific marketing or campaign, or is there a specific community that we're seeing come? Do you have that information?
I don't currently, but since we are in the process of launching our data intelligence platform, that should be something we can dive into, and would love to provide some of those insights for you.
Yeah, and these were website travelers, let me clarify. These were people who were going to the website. A lot of them, you know, Illinois we were getting a lot of traffic from that area, and I was just curious if it was at one time we had, now this has been a couple years ago, but Paradise, we did a little test market where we were marketing specifically in I think it was southern Chicago area, to see if we could get traffic, and I was just curious if it happened to be in that same area. But anyway, y'all go ahead.
That's a great question, though, and I will be sure to look that up after this meeting and provide some additional information.
Thank you.
All right, let me share my screen here. Sorry, 1 second. All right, wonderful. So as Madison mentioned, we have some supplemental plans that we put together with the supplemental budget, and this is It encompasses a variety of different tactics across a number of departments. But before I get to that presentation, I know there may be some new faces from Paradise. I've had the pleasure of speaking with you all before, but wanted to introduce the rest of my team, as some of them will be presenting today as well. So Alex Hurley is the Director of PR and Influential Communications. Nadia Koch is the Vice President of Client Services. Chelsea St. John is the Senior Art Director who has been spearheading your website designs. And Tahani McBride is the Digital Project Manager who's been making sure that all stays on task. All right, so the first thing that we'd like to share with you is a PR strategy we put together, and I will turn that over to Alex to share that.
Hi everyone, it's so good to speak with you today. I hope you're having a great week so far. So to jump into PR, our idea is utilizing virtual desk sides and media Q&A sessions. These events can be highly beneficial for the destination, including our client team, to ensure that we are consistently building strong relationships with the media through a more interpersonal medium. So just to give you some background on what these desk sides look like in the media Q&As, we would be reaching out to high-level editors from Forbes, Travel Weekly, CNN, etc., and setting up one-on-one meetings with them to really immerse them in all that Eureka Springs is and to talk about what their interests are, to see what they like about Eureka Springs, and to work on planning for the coming weeks, months, and even years. And it's really just a more personalized one-on-one time to connect with these high-level media. And as far as the journalist Q&A sessions go, typically these are media panels, and they are hosted typically sometimes by Forbes, sometimes by freelance writers, and we at Paradise would attend on the destination's behalf to provide details about Eureka Springs and to see what their interests are in travel, what the trends are, and to see how we can work together to collaborate with these high-level press to continue to secure top-tier media placements for Eureka Springs. So just to dive into the logistics a little, we would recommend doing this late fall of 2022, and we would develop a robust virtual desk side series that would be hosted by the Paradise team, congruent with utilizing freelancers, influencers, journalists, and editors from some of the top travel and lifestyle outlets, like you can see here, CNN, Forbes, Travel, Southern Living, etc. And this would include 3 to 5 of these hosted media desk sides, as well as Paradise participating in up to 2 of these media Q&A panel sessions, including we would then develop all of the digital destination overview presentations, one-sheets, pitch calendars, etc., to make sure that we are giving them the full Eureka Springs experience.
Thank you, Alex. Does anyone have any questions about this tactic?
No.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
So next, I want to talk a little bit about a media vendor we've identified who is a perfect brand fit for Eureka Springs, and that is Atlas Obscura. Atlas Obscura is a great media vendor who is a leading travel platform. They really focus on finding hidden gems and inspiring wonder and curiosity. And what better partnership for a brand who is curious indeed than partnering with someone who inspires curiosity. So this package is very robust. It includes 3 sponsored pages with 45,000 guaranteed impressions. And on top of that, they will guarantee almost 3 million impressions of distribution of that content through all of their social media channels. And they are giving us some added value in the form of additional media impressions. So these will be in the voice of Atlas Obscura, talking about the hidden gem that is Eureka Springs. Are there any questions I can answer about Atlas Obscura?
No, I'd probably like to do some more research on them outside of this
Sure.
data.
All right. So the next opportunity that we are recommending is a photography co-op. So With the knowledge that we will be launching the website, and you will see those updated website designs at the end of our presentation today, we want to ensure that all of the business listings have beautiful imagery that works well with the website. So for that, we are recommending a co-op program that is twofold. And given that the budget for this is a little bit smaller, our goal is to launch this as a pilot program, and then based on the success of that pilot program, launch it further. So this would be twofold. The first part of this is that we would put out an RFP for local or regional photographers for them to submit to be the selected photographer in this program. Of course, this would be an open weighted scale that would have different points weighted to different things. Are they local? Have they done similar projects like this before? The total price package that they're recommending for the project, and such and so forth. Once the photographer is selected, the second part of this is we would put out an application process for local businesses to apply to be a part of the program. Once a part of the program, they would then have their business photographed, detailed shots of services or products that they offer, high-level shots of the outside of the business, and then those photographs would be theirs to use in perpetuity, as well as the CAPC to use in perpetuity for marketing, for social, for the website. So just like the photographer, those would be selected on a weighted scale as well, giving first preference to businesses that remit taxes as a higher weight in that scale. What questions can I answer about this program?
No, I think that
I'm good, thank you.
that might actually assist with multiple areas of issues that we face. It helps you guys get content, and it helps some of our local photographers feel that they can have their vision and their voice for our town as well. So that's a great idea.
I agree, I like that.
Wonderful. So we will develop more guidelines, as I've said, around this. So there's very transparent selection process. So I believe that is it for the supplemental funds. I just have here a breakdown of those funds. Most of those funds would be going to the Atlas Obscura media buy with the PR program and the photography program in there as well.
Ashley, could you send me some more information on Atlas Obscura, something that I can go out and check it out myself, just to get a little bit more familiar with it? I hate to say it, but I'm really not familiar with the company or what it does, so I would like to find out just a touch more.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you. That's Patrick, by the way. Sorry, I didn't know if you knew who was talking. Okay.
Yes, I could see. Thank you. So if there are no questions about the supplemental fund, I believe next on the agenda is for Paradise to present website updates. Is that correct?
Yay.
Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, we'll go right into the website.
All right, wonderful. Well, these website updates that you are about to see, you'll recall the last time I presented, it was the wireframe. So now we get into the fun part of actually seeing designs laid into place and a prototype that Chelsea will be sharing. This has been done after a number of workshops that we've done with the CAPC team. So we're really excited to share this with you, and wanted to note as well that this will be rolling out on a new domain as visiteurekaSprings.com, which we are excited about as well. And all of the existing other supplementary websites will be routed to this new website as well.
Good deal.
So with that, let me stop sharing my screen and turn it over to Chelsea.
Sounds good. Time for the big reveal, y'all. I can get my preferences to work. It's always something. Hey, Ashley, I'm having trouble. Could you bring that link up for me and we can just go through it that way?
Sure.
Don't want to hold anyone up.
1 second. Would you like to review desktop or mobile first?
Let's go with desktop first, yeah. So just a few notes while Ashley's pulling those up. These are going to be static mock-ups, so they're not going to have any of the interactions that the site will ultimately have when it goes into development. So I'll try my best to explain what we're envisioning, but just know that it's going to be a static mock-up. And then the second thing, there is still some placeholder copy that you'll see throughout, but obviously we'll be updating that as well in the next phase. Can everyone see that all right?
Sure, any way you can go full screen out of the browser.
Yeah,
Awesome,
there we go.
thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, perfect. So starting at the top here, we have an announcement bar. So that will have any pop-up announcements you'll need, COVID advisories, stuff like that. Right underneath that is the secondary nav. So we have weddings and groups, media, partners, the social icons, search, and then weather. And then right underneath that is the primary navigation, which we have events, food and drink, things to do, where to stay, and plan your trip. And actually, Ashley, can you click on things to do for me? So we wanted to show an example of how the mega menu will look. It'll be visually pleasing, but also very simple to navigate. This is just the one instance of that, but obviously each navigation will have the drop-down mega menu. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And then for our main header visual, we're going to have a carousel. So our idea here is, for this instance, it's for the nature lovers. So this would go to the outdoors page. And then the next one could possibly be for families, and then the next one could be for nightlife. We just really wanted to showcase all that Eureka has to offer right up there at the top with beautiful visuals. And then you can scroll down for me. Sorry, I forget that I have to tell you to keep going. So the next section is going to be an intro section. We thought it'd be nice to have a little paragraph about Eureka, and then also have a video, a brand video that will pop up into a light box. So it can explain about the destination a little bit more. And then on to the next section. This is the events section. So we're going to have roundups of events instead of individual events on the homepage. So for this instance, it's live music at the Odd,
Okay.
one-of-a-kind festivals, and get local with us.
Okay.
And then you'll see a hover state. It's not active, but on the left-hand side, that's what would happen when you roll over each of those. You'll be able to click into each one of those. And then, of course, there's a view event calendar that will take you to the calendar with all of the events.
Yes, each section has a call to action, correct? Multiple call to
Correct.
actions,
Yep.
And then don't forget to talk about your little animations. We love those.
Oh, yes, of course, of course. So those little icons at the top, we're going to have some animations, just like a little movement to add some interesting elements as you're scrolling down the page.
Yeah, we
so
really-
for instance, this little paddleboard, the paddleboard would kind of like shake back and forth. So you'll see those throughout the page.
It's minor, but I think it adds a lot of dynamic kind of quality to it. It adds a little quirkiness. That's one of the reasons I really love that you were doing that.
Yeah, definitely unique for sure.
But not something that's going to take up bandwidth, nothing that's going to distract from what the purpose of going to that site's for. So it's a good job.
Exactly, exactly.
And your,
and in this section, we'll
Your dividers, too, something else that I wanted to point out that I really loved about your design was that you kind of based them on our our hillsides and just sort of the rocky terrain around the area. So a lot of your section divides and your buttons all have a little bit of a decal edge, if you will, which is a nice touch to sort of add the Ozarks to the site in a subtle way.
Absolutely. Thank you for adding that. There's so much to talk about. I get distracted.
I know.
And then as we're going into the things to do section, this is going to be a carousel. So you'll have all 5 things to do that we've mapped out in our navigation. So outdoor activities, attractions, nightlife, shops and galleries, and spas and massage. So you'll see that hover state over shops and galleries, and they'll also be able to click on those buttons below to cycle through each of those. And then we just have little sections for virtual tours, so they'll be able to explore the virtual tour still. And then we wanted to showcase the odd as well, so that would go specifically to the odd page. And then again, a nice little animation here will be like kind of the road moving, super subtle, but like Patrick said, just adds that little touch of uniqueness. And this is really exciting. This is our crowd Riff section. So this is going to have a lot of UGC images. We can curate which images are shown on the homepage. We can refresh these, so it'll always be up to date and changing. And then last but not least is the blog section. Again, the little compass at the top, the little spin or do something cool like that. And then we have little filters in the purple, so there'll be filters according to which blog it belongs in, which category. And they'll, of course, be able to click into each of those and go to the blog, as well as load more to see more. And then we come to the end, the footer, and we have the social, the logo, links to Northwest Arkansas Tourism and City of Eureka Springs, as well as a newsletter section. And something I meant to mention, actually, at the top, we have a sticky nav for the newsletter, so that will follow us down the page, just another touch point to sign up for the newsletter.
As well as what's not being shown in a static demonstration is that there will be a sticky navigation as well that hovers at the top.
Yes, exactly.
Just in case anybody out there saw that and went, where's the navigation? So, you know,
Yeah.
to
Yeah, the header
assuage.
will always be there. Mm-hmm. So that is our desktop homepage.
Well,
Are there
I
any
love it, and
questions?
I love that you incorporated the mega menus. Thank you for that. I think that there's a lot of room for imagery, which is a lot of Eureka, a lot of color, a lot of redundant navigation, which I love in a website. I love 5 different ways to get somewhere, and especially if halfway down the page they're interested in finding out more or clicking to get the newsletter, those kinds of things, or find social media at a moment's notice, depending on how a user is going to use the page. And also, I think you guys have the odd going to the auditorium page on this site as well, right? So the odds domain will just direct over to the odds page, or will it just go to eurekasprings.org?
I think the intention was to go to the odd page.
That would be my
Yes.
preference, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. I guess look at the mobile.
Yeah, I think that showcases the mega menu very well as you were saying, Patrick, and easy to navigate, easy to find anything that you're looking for.
Give me just 1 second. I'll pull up the mobile version.
Yes, thank you for steering the ship, Ashley.
My pleasure.
Well, if anything we've learned from this process is it definitely takes a team to build something this large, and it's not only what people are seeing on the the aesthetic here, and in the design aspects, it's everything that is in the background, everything behind it.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so you'll see here, this is our mobile version, and at the top we have a hamburger / search icon, so they know they'll be able to go to the rest of the menu as well as search from this icon. And if you click on that, you'll see what we were referring to as far as the mega menu goes, right there in your face, large type, so there's no room for error here, as well as having the social and the links at the bottom as well.
It's all just a thumb away, right?
That's right. And then we can click on things to do, Ashley, here as well, just so they can see the next secondary nav for things to do. There'll be a drop down for any tertiary items as well. So we kept it super organized, clean, but visually appealing. And then I won't go through the whole spiel again, but it's kind of nice to see how we've stacked everything, each section here. So it's super legible as you're scrolling down. Large photography, as we said. In this portion, things to do, this will be a carousel. So this will also cycle through all those 5 things to do categories. So you can see how everything kind of stacks nicely, and it's not too much scrolling, so they can get to where they need to go quickly. And that's all we got for you today. We're super excited to start building out the rest of the pages. Can't wait to see where the rest of the site goes.
Yep, that'll be great.
So I love it. My question really is on the back end. Patrick, you could probably help us. Updates. Will staff be able to do updates?
Absolutely, yes. There's going to be a full CMS or client management system or content management system on the back side of this, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And we'll be able to do a training with everyone to kind of get you up to speed on that once it's built out.
Yep. And I wouldn't mind being involved in that as well, because I would definitely like to make sure that everybody knows about alt text and meta tags as they place new images to make sure that we're ADA compliant throughout, and that'll only help our SEO as well. And once everybody gets up to speed on that, it should just be smooth sailing after that.
And so on our events, are we going to stay with the same type of platform that we have now, where will there be a place for people to go in, put their event in, and once it's approved, it automatically generates into the website? How's that going to work?
That is a question for them to find out how they've implemented that. Ashley and Chelsea?
That's something I would have to look into. I'm not sure exactly how we're meaning to do that. So we can get back to you for that question for sure.
Okay. I think
Unfortunately, our web, I was just going to say our web developer, Brittany, is not on this call, but we can get that information from her.
Yeah, I believe Danielle and I had spoken about that, having a link on the events page to have an event, want to add it, click here, and you fill out a form, and then that goes to someone in our office to vet it.
I think that's the goal, right?
Absolutely.
And then that way anyone can just click. I think that's the system that we have now, but with the outdated website, it's kind of clunky. I just want to make sure that for us, that's a point that we really want to make sure that it functions really well. Everyone can put their event in, and then the staff it's a quick, just verify that it's a real event, and and then they can just move it on into the approval.
And I think that's really the only place that we want that kind of form when it comes to new businesses or new owners wanting to update their images in the lodging or restaurant section. I think they still need to contact the office. They really need to be involved. That's a place that you can help them making sure they get the proper images to you that are the right size, the right text, the right links, those kinds of things. It's, you know, there's, if you automate too much, it just ruins, it will ruin a website really quick if there's not someone managing it.
Are we going to continue to manage the .biz site?
The CAPC, Chelsea, at the very bottom, I think you had there's a partners section, and then there's also the business side, isn't there?
Yes, I believe it is at the bottom in the footer,
Okay.
a link out.
And so this will have we're still going to have an auditorium website, correct?
It's actually going to be a page within our website.
Okay.
And that's kind of what we've been trying to do with this all along, is to try to bring everything together into an umbrella. But if you type in theodd.org, you will go directly to the Odd page on eurekasprings.org.
Perfect.
In your domain, in your URL bar on your browser, it'll still say the Odd, so you'll never actually leave the Odd until you leave that page, which is a great way with redirects and all of that, to make sure that we continue to have, I think that's the only one that we've really kept, isn't it? I think we're going to continue to try to figure out the other domains that we own separately, other than capc.biz, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like it. I love the colors. I think it looks great.
Nadia?
I was just going to chime in on the events piece. I pulled up our build plan for the website and confirming that functionality in terms of submitting events for the team's review to be able to have that showcased on the website is included. So that will be a functionality that's included as part of this
Good
site
deal.
launch. So,
Thank you for that peace of mind.
Perfect.
yeah.
Any other questions, website stuff, any feedback? I love it. I think it looks great. I love the pictures. I'm excited to get it functional. No, if you want to ask us after the meeting, yeah. Anybody got anything?
No, look great, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad
Thank
you
you.
like it. We're super excited about
Well,
it.
I've been excited working with you guys. It's been a lot of fun, and you've made it very easy.
Good. Super glad to hear that.
Do we have anything else for them? Because we could let them go after this, couldn't we? Anything else? You guys have anything for us?
No, that's it for today.
Well, thank you all for all the updates. It's nice to meet you, Alexandria, and to see all of you again, and hopefully we'll get to work together as we move forward on this.
Wonderful. Thank you for your time.
Great to meet you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
You too, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Now we're at Folk Festival.
Folk Fest. Okay. So I'll start out by saying we're very excited. Folk Fest announcements came out last Wednesday. We've gotten a lot of engagement, and I think it's going to be great. So our Folk Fest runs November 10th through the 12th, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We have a headliner and the Folk Fair each day. So the Folk Fair will be in the basement each day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. So this will be, think, artisans with things like folky quilters or things like that. We're also really excited because we're implementing historical content this year with the Shiloh Museum in Springdale and the Eureka Springs Historical Museum. They'll both have booths in the basement, which is really exciting. And then you have a list there of all of the other participants for our folk fair. And then advertising, we're advertising on radio, broadcast. We'll have digital banners, Facebook, Instagram, and MailChimp. Our target markets are Northwest Arkansas, of course, Springdale, Rogers, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and then Springfield and Branson, Missouri. We're also targeting Tulsa/Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, St. Louis and Kansas City, Missouri, and Dallas, Texas. And you guys have a rundown of our schedule for Folk Festival. So, of course, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., we have the Folk Fair, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we have other musicians in the basement playing while the Folk Fair is going on all day long. On 5:30 on Thursday, we have the Hedge Hoppers, which is a folk festival tradition. Very excited about them. Then we have headliners every day. On Thursday, we have Chucky Wags as the opener and Willie Carlisle as our headliner, and that is the Barefoot Ball. That'll be in the basement. And then we have on Friday Rachel Ammons. I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. She's our opener. And then we have Shiny Ribs as our headliner. They're a really exciting band from Austin, Texas. We're excited to have them. And then we have Pokey Lafarge and the Hot Club of Cowtown on Saturday. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see our merch that we're ordering for Folk Festival. And then continue to scroll, and you'll see our graphics. We're very excited about the graphics this year. I personally love our logo with the bird. I think it's amazing and very quirky and eureka. Robert Norman, who is wonderful to work with, made all of these for us. He's great. Continue to scroll.
And a very local, very involved artist here in Eureka.
He's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful
Absolutely
partner.
love him.
Wonderful partner. And this is our main poster. Love it. With our lineup there, and then some logos we've got. Do you guys have any questions about Folk Festival? I just kind of wanted to give, since we launched last week, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little update. I don't think that I've shown you at a meeting the graphics or anything, so I just wanted to let you guys see it and also see the full lineup, which we're excited about. We think it's a pretty stacked lineup. I'm very, very excited this year.
Well, this is the most cohesive I've seen the Folk Festival in a long time, as far as all of the graphics and everything consistent and matching to make sure that the brand moves forward. Even if we change it next year,
Sure.
Every year there's a new theme. Most big festivals like this, that's how they do things, but there's always something that is consistent throughout, and I think Robert Norman and you guys have nailed that. So
Yeah, he did a great job with capturing the kind of like folky feel of the graphics, and it feels fall, and it feels,
quirky too.
Quirky, it's
which is
weird, it's a little,
important
I
about
love
Eureka.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. What I love about the poster is that I think that, there's a lot going on, but I think when you see it 30 feet away, for me, I see it and I'm like, the heck is that? I need to know what's happening. And so I think it'll be really engaging. So I think it's great. Do you guys have any questions about Folk Fest?
Looks great.
What I like is that we're doing it all here.
Yes.
The weather doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's in the facility, it's in the basement, and it's up here. I think I think we can build off of that consistency.
I should say, I said the Barefoot Ball, our headliner for Thursday, that's in the basement, but our other two headliners on Friday and Saturday, it'll be in the odd like our typical headliners are. So
Yep.
very exciting this year.
Well, those are some good names, too. I know, as I was telling you earlier, we came across Pokey Lafarge back in 2017, or 2017, and Shiny Ribs are new to me, but I went out and listened, and they've got a great following.
Oh, it's going to be
People seem
fun.
to really like them. I think they're on their way up.
So everyone should come.
If not, they've already been successful, but to the mainstream, that is. But I
Yes.
think it's great that they're coming here.
For sure.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I should say Molly has worked wonderfully on this, and so has Nancy Paddock, our talent acquisition. She's been great. And Robert Norman as our partner with the graphic design, they're just a really good team. So we're happy with them for sure.
Okay, anything else on the Folk Festival? Okay, well, let's move on.
Okay. So I just wanted to give you guys a Q4 update as far as events and production and media buys that we're placing since we're about to move into Q4, which is crazy. So if you can pull up, Ron, the Q4 update, if you have that on there. This is the last document in your Dropbox. So we're really proud because the auditorium is booked almost every day of the weekend in December. Some of these are large and some of these are small events, but we're doing great in December. I'm just going to run through these. On December 2nd, we have Home for the Holidays, and I'm going to touch on that in a second. And then December 3rd, 10th, and 17th, the CAPC is hosting Santa in the Park. That's every Saturday in December. And then on December 9th, we have another Home for the Holidays production. On December 10th, we have the Righteous Brothers. On December 11th, we have the Ozarks Chorale Concert. December 16th, Asleep at the Wheel. December 15th, the Eureka Springs Public Schools Christmas program. And December 30th, we have ABBA the band. And I'm actually pretty sure we have a couple of other dates held for things that just aren't booked yet. So we've got a really full month in December. And at least 3 of these are national touring acts, which is great.
Well, it's time to start definitely blasting about now, 3 months in advance, social media or somehow to say, you know, Eureka's open year-round, and December is going to be a busy month.
That's why I wanted to talk more about quarter 4, because that's something that, you know, we try to pursue. We try to pursue this year, and I think we're doing better this year, is that mentality of we are open year-round, right? We have things going on every weekend in the auditorium. We have events happening all the time in December. Come do your holiday shopping with us, things like that.
It's having those calendars that Molly puts out for things like this make it easy for me as an innkeeper or a business owner to be able to take that and actually put it out on my own social media.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to talk about Home for the Holidays for a second, and Ron might have to help me out on the history. So Home for the Holidays is something that Ron has specifically put on for years. The last couple of years, it has been distance. Is that correct, Ron? I'm sorry.
Yes, last couple of years we did a live stream with no audience.
Yeah, so.
We kept the tradition going,
Yes, Ron has done wonderful. And this year, of course, we're going to do it in person. This is a production of local musicians and artists and things of that nature, so dancers, and it's all holiday themed. So this is a CAPC and auditorium produced holiday show.
Free. It's free?
Free admission. It'll be approximately a 90-minute program, and it'll be 8 10-minute sets. So someone might come in. I just confirmed we have the Five and Dime coming in, and they're going to do like a skit for 10 minutes. It'll be great, and it'll be different. So we have 2 of them on the 2nd and then on the 9th, and then it'll be different shows.
And obviously holiday themed.
Holiday themed, yes. And you have your budget right there, because I know we always like to show you guys if we're producing something, what we're using it on. I'm really excited about this because I think it's something else that we can promote, like we just talked about in December, right? It'll be free admission.
Well, and doing it at least twice is great.
Twice is awesome. Different shows.
I remember being a tourist in town, and you would be here on a weekend, and you'd read about something coming the next weekend, and we couldn't come back. Like, oh, you know, but
yeah.
to know that it's that there's more opportunities for people to catch it.
Yeah, one of the nights we're doing it is the same night as the Christmas parade, so we're doing it a little bit later, the 2nd. So we're hoping to capture those people that are in town for that.
Nice.
It'll be good. So it's kind of a continuation there. And then just an update on quarter 4 regional media buy. So every year we like to do an internal regional media buy campaign. We're going to work with Griffin Media. This is a media outlet in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They do News on 6 and a couple of other news stations and radios. So I'll be on an interview on their gift guide segment. I did this last year. It was really well received. What I do is I go on there and I talk about why you should come to Eureka Springs for holiday shopping, and then I also get to highlight the holiday activities and events and things we have going on for the holiday season. So this airs on Thanksgiving Day, and then it re-airs for, I believe, 10 days afterwards. And then I'm also doing an interview on My Place for KY3, which is the same type of thing. So we'll talk again about highlighting holiday shopping and events and activities in Eureka. And then we are also, we are also placing a media buy with iHeartMedia. We've worked with them in the past. They are really good at targeting demographics. So we can say, hey, we want a household income of $75,000. They need to be interested in X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be. And our targeted demographics regionally will be Eastern Oklahoma, Fort Smith, Northwest Arkansas, and Southern Missouri. Do you guys have any questions about any of that? Because I know I talked about a lot.
Nope. It's good. It's concise.
Oh, great, thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, anything else?
I do not have.
One of the things that we have coming up, we have a budget for October. Did you want to continue, Autumn, I've got any of that discussion that you started? Did you want to continue any of that?
I mean, I think I keep voicing my opinion, and I think the board has made their decision. But I feel that our community is begging for a little more support that we have given them in the years past. And even just returning phone calls, returning emails, I know that that hasn't been something that we've been excellent at, but I would love to have the same dedication that we are having doing the advertising as we would to our community, because we do rely on you guys as business people, and I just think that we deserve it. We're a small community, and sometimes you have to wear another hat. And that's all I'm here to say. Thank you.
So October, next workshop, we'll start budget. We have to figure out the budget. One of the things that we've not done since I've been on the commission, I can't speak, but since I've been here, the marketing plan we use in Paradise has really started in either March or April and kind of ended like November, right? And so I've asked Madison for them to ask them to give us a budget, what it would take to do marketing for all 12 months, right? So that we're not getting out of the gate too slow. I felt like this year, because we didn't get out, with our marketing until April, we kind of got out of the gate kind of slow. And so I feel like so we'll at least look at the number. We'll have that hopefully in October. We'll see if we can make our budget work, and we'll have more information at the next meeting about where we're at. Scott, if you didn't know, Scott's on vacation. He's been out. He's somewhere in where?
It depends on the day.
So he's riding his motorcycle across the country. Anyway, so anything else from anybody?
No,
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Ron.